Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, guys, we're talking about faith in action, how that combination of faith and action, belief, and then placing that belief into action, how that absolutely will enhance your level of productivity. So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy, a series of really interesting and innovative workshops. I think that you'll find them interesting and productive. And I should also say a few words about myself for those of you who are new, since most people watch the show in reruns. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the Pulitzer Prize-nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a Theory of American Literatures. I am the board president of the World Stage, a great nonprofit here in LA's Crenshaw District. If you're ever in LA, you got to go to the World Stage. 7 days a week of music and poetry workshops and just greatness. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that as a brag or boast. I say it because people are almost always surprised to hear my story, hear that level of productivity when they hear my personal narrative. I am the product of a young girl who was sexually assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Difficult times for the young MD, yet it's cool. Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" Right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, we know many people can be that productive in their own way, in their own lane, of course. And that's what really inspires this show, because I know from experience that it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. All right, so thanks for joining us. So guys, today we're talking about faith and action, and I'm coupling those together because it takes a coupling. You know, I've been involved in various types of activist work and justice work really all of my adult life, but also as a writer and a professor. I mean, I deal with and a mystic as a meditator. I deal with with various types of people and situations, and including myself. And it's a challenge to live out what you say, and speaking for me personally, live out what I say I'm about, I mean, I do my best. I do a pretty good job usually. But again, it's a challenge. I'm calling myself to a high standard. And so, when you fall short, it's frustrating. You don't want to demonize yourself or be too hard on yourself, but you also want to call yourself to a higher standard again. So I know if I feel those feelings. Let me say, some people aren't really even in this. Some people aren't even striving for greatness. They're just trying to survive, which I've been in that space too, which I totally get. They're just trying to go to work, get to the weekend, survive COVID-19, get to the weekend, drink, medicate. I mean, I get that, and if that helps you to survive, to get to a better place so you then can pursue greatness, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I've completely been there, so I'm not judging at all. I'm just saying that's where a lot of people are at. But some of us have moved through that phase largely, although we do find ourselves slipping back from time to time. But there are those of us who really are trying to be of service, make a difference, as Bruno Latour says in his actant notion, be able to alter the course of events, really make a difference. I'm thinking about Sean King right now. Really want to raise him up. The work that Sean King has been doing from day one, but especially of late. He was online talking about, because he gets lots of criticism too, because that's just what happens when you are an activist out front. And I won't get into the details of it, but a lot of pot shots are taken at him. You can tell a lot of it's just really petty, small-minded stuff that we don't even need right now. He's doing such incredible work. You got to respect the cat. I'm not saying we can't be critical, but I'm saying let's do it with a sense of grace and love. And a lot of the critics who are coming for him, it's clearly not in a space of love. It's something else happening there, obviously, right? So those of us who are trying to be of service, trying to be about justice, and in my case, abundance, you're going to face a lot of challenges. And so in order to really be able to deal with those obstacles, you're going to have to combine faith and what I call faith, it can be called belief, faith, belief, and action. All right. Well, point one is, well, how do you do that? Well, you do it by having a really strong daily, what I call a spiritual practice. Other people call it an energetic practice, or my people who aren't or atheists or agnostic, whatever you want to call it. It's cool. It's just that that ritualize each day, hopefully in the morning when you're getting up, starting your day with some type of undergirding activity, meditating, taking a walk, being quiet, being in gratitude, whatever you do, that is so important, right? Just as your foundation. You can also revisit it at different times during the day and, keep meditating, whatever, take small little breaks. But you want to have a foundation in that because you're going to need it. Because not only are people who what I'll call on the other side going to attack you, but people on your own side. And that's always the most difficult because you don't, I haven't really been fully prepared for that. Even as a grown man, I'm always surprised. I thought, but why did I see that coming from this mug right here? I should have known. Oh, goodness. But yeah, and so I'm still learning how to do a better job at discerning people's intentions and having to come to a pretty sobering a realization that you can't really have everyone who's is a friend, call themselves a friend, wants to be a friend, they really can't be that close to you because if they aren't really healthy, even though they kind of love you or care about you, that unhealthiness will overtake that, and they'll, as Sonia Sanchez talks about being wounded in the house of a friend, they'll attack, and you will not be ready for it. That's been my story. So that's why it's important to have that faith and that action grounded in ritual, because having a morning ritual will help you deal with people like that and have more discernment. Then point two is that you want to do it, you want to engage in this after you have your morning ritual, you want to live it out. You want to be about the people's work, which is also your work, your family's work, even when no one's looking. So I know lots of activists, a lot of times, because you get lots of praise. So Sean gets lots of praise, and deservedly so. And I've received lots of praise in my life. I get that. And luckily for me, early on, I learned that, whoa, because this could be dangerous getting all this praise, And so you want to be able to do things and be in the habit of doing things, actually, especially when no one is looking, or doing things and not telling anyone that you've done it, ever. Just because, you want to keep your heart pure, which is not easy, which goes right into point three. As you maintain that pure heart, as you maintain that doing it when even when no one's looking because it's the right thing to do, that's when you really begin to evolve to the next level, what I would call the greatness level, which is what I'm looking to be, frankly. I'm looking to be great. We only have so much time on this earth while I'm here. I'm looking for greatness. I'm looking to manifest greatness, And at times people take that the wrong way. They think, oh, he's arrogant. No, that's... spirit is great. God is great. We have this extraordinary potential all around us. I want to maximize my potential, and not just for ego aggrandizement, so I can be of better service to other people, for my family, my community, and myself. I want to be able to fully bring to bear all of my skills, talents, and whatever else I got going on to be of service. So, and that means for me being great, right? And which is really the last point, because when you are great, you inspire other people to pursue their own greatness. Then you create around you a circle of greatness, and that's how communities begin to change, when people are inspired to give their best and to pursue greatness, including a great humility. Humility is not like just some fake, oh, I'm so humble. It's not that. It's recognizing that it's not you. It's that in an authentic way that you're accessing these, what I call primordial powers, ancient wisdom. As I study various traditions, but my main tradition is a ancient Kemetic meditation system, ancient Egyptian meditation system. And this is just science, It's not that I'm so great, it's that I'm accessing this great knowledge. And so when I say humble, I mean that, recognizing that you're standing upon the shoulders of giants, your ancestors, that ancestral wisdom. That's how you begin to maintain a true humility and do the work because it's the right thing to do. So boom, goes the dynamite. Guys, we'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.